What's up, everybody? Fantasy Lippy here with Gameweek 22 review. Right, how have you guys been? This video, I'll be running through my team, how they performed, and also the results of the weekend's Barclays Premier League games. Let's start off with my team. Sadly, I only got 32 points for myself. The average points is 46. So, not many people did score much, probably because the core players that most people have didn't perform so well. The highest is 129 points. I wonder how that person got the 129 points. So let me just run through quickly my lineup. It's Gomes in defense instead of Jack Butland. This turned out to be a mistake because I actually benched Jack Butland because they played against Arsenal this weekend. Surprisingly, Stoke drew with Arsenal, and therefore Butland got these 7 points. So that's a waste for me. Sometimes you should just trust your players, give them the freedom to get you the points that you need. In my defense, I have Nacho Monreal and Hector Bellerin. It was a gamble for me playing both of them because if Stoke were to score, I'd get really low points because I was actually banking on them giving the assists. Because as you know, Monreal and Bellerin, they're the fullbacks, so they go up and give crosses in corners, give headers to score goals. So I was banking on that, but surprisingly I got the clean sheet, so not too bad for me. For Tottenham Hotspurs, Toby Alderweireld. Tottenham conceded 1 goal, and apart from that, he didn't do much, so that's why he got the 2 points. Let's move on to my midfield. Okay, Ross Barkley, I didn't actually play him. I played Mesut Ozil, but he didn't start the game for Arsenal, so they subbed Barkley in for me. Yaya Toure, my new addition to the team. I switched him out for Kevin De Bruyne, but sadly he didn't start the game. And when he entered during the second half, he only played 34 minutes with nothing in assistance to City's goals. City won 4-0. Let's move on to my captain pick. Another disappointing week for my captain. Riyad Mahrez could have scored more points, but sadly he missed a penalty, and that resulted to the -4 points. As in -2 points, but because he's my captain, so it's actually a -4 points. So, second penalty miss for Riyad Mahrez. I don't know, will he be still taking penalties or will they let Jamie Vardy start kicking penalties? I'm not too sure about that. Dimitri Payet, West Ham lost 2-1 to Newcastle. Newcastle played a really good game, didn't allow West Ham to penetrate, didn't allow Payet to be creative. And therefore, they only scored the 1 goal and Payet just got the 2 points. Another disappointing week for my strikers. They've kind of let me down. Lukaku hasn't been scoring. Igalo, well, yeah, he hasn't been scoring too. So 2 points from them. And Jamie Vardy actually almost scored, but his shot was being deflected to Okazaki, who scored the goal. So he gets the credits of the assist. Dan scored horrible points because City thrashed Palace. And Johnson, surprisingly. You see, the thing is, whenever I bench Glenn Johnson, he'll score like, whoa, 8 points, 6 points, getting a clean sheet, assisting. But when I put him in my lineup, he scores just the 2 points. Tough luck for me, mate. Alright, let's move on to the fixtures. Do a quick recap on what has happened and how we can look forward to game week 23. Okay, so Tottenham Hotspur 4-1 over Sunderland. As you can see, Sunderland is the second last in the table right now. So they gotta be stronger, like how Newcastle and Aston Villa have been playing. Because When you're fighting for survival, when you're fighting to stay in the Premier League, you need to fight your butts out. So that's what Newcastle and Aston Villa is doing right now. So as you can see, the results for Newcastle, they won West Ham, which is actually their 6th in the table. So good results for Newcastle. They really need to win more games to stay alive. And also Aston Villa drawing with Leicester. And as you know, Leicester is second in the table with 44 points, same as Arsenal. So they're one of the top teams, and yet Aston Villa could have drawn with them. So look out for Villa and Newcastle because they're really kind of strong. So I've put my captains against them and played my players against them, but surprisingly lately they haven't been scoring so much points. So that's one thing to take note. Never underestimate those teams fighting for survival. I'd rather you go for teams like West Brom, Norwich, Swansea, but actually Sunderland too, but because they're not performing well. But Newcastle and Villa, it's quite a gamble to go on them because they're really playing well lately. But let's continue. Bournemouth and Norwich. I actually predicted Bournemouth to win Norwich in my previous videos. And true enough, they did, but surprising at the scoreline of 3-0. I really didn't believe that. And yep, good result for Bournemouth, bad result for Norwich. And this game, Chelsea versus Everton, one of the most entertaining games I've watched so far this season. I've turned into this game during the second half. I didn't watch the first half. But Chelsea were down 2-0 with the goals by John Terry, who scored an own goal to make it 1-0, and then Kevin Morales. Next up, we will have Chelsea coming back with Costa's goal and Fabregas's equalizer. And in the 89th minute, Funes Mori scored a goal. He celebrated as though they won the game, but they didn't realize that there'll be 7 added minutes of injury time. And as 97 isn't enough, John Terry scored the equalizer in the 97th minute, 53 seconds. That's over almost 1 minute over the added time. That was some crazy things, you know. He scored the own goal. Chelsea looked to have lost the game 3-2. Fans were leaving the stadium. But then John Terry comes up and scored the winner. It's crazy, man. It was so epic. I was celebrating there as a neutral fan. It was really a great game of football. So, high scoring game. Let's go back to Manchester City against Crystal Palace. Well, City trashed them with 2 goals from Silva, 2 goals from Aguero, beg your pardon, 1 goal from Delph and 1 from Silva. As you can see, City scored quite high against a team which is in the first half of the table. And that's a good sign for City because they haven't been playing so well as of late. And this 4-0 win may inspire them to get more goals and more wins in the games to come. Next up, I talked about this, Newcastle and West Ham. So let's move on to Southampton and West Brom. This was pretty surprising because, Southampton was in a pretty unstable form lately. And for them to score 3 goals is really good. Tadic and Ward-Prowse got the goal. And we'll skip the Aston Villa Leicester because I talked about that. Riyad Mahrez missing the penalty. And Liverpool-Manchester United, I watched this game. It was a really entertaining... No. It was a really boring game. But Manchester United were really lucky to get this win because Liverpool had more chances. Jordan Henderson, I think he had 4 chances and they just didn't go into the net. Liverpool had a ton of chances. But in the second half, Wayne Rooney got the fantastic goal that he needed after the header from Fellaini bounced off the crossbar. So Manchester United should be feeling really lucky because they won this game when Liverpool was the better team, although both were playing boring football. And this is the late game, 0-0 between Arsenal and Stoke. Butland got 3 saves, Cech got 5, nothing much into it. So, and last but not least, Swansea and Watford. A disappointing result for me, but Swansea had to win. If they didn't, they'll be rooted in the relegation zone, and Newcastle will still be on top, out of the relegation zone. So that's the results of the game week 22. You can see top 4 are Arsenal, Leicester at 44 points, Manchester City with 1 point behind them with 43. Spurs is in the top 4, Manchester United not far behind. And Chelsea is just the resounding 25 points. Let's say they draw this week, and if Bournemouth and Norwich wins, they'll be about the same points or on top of Chelsea. Really, really bad results for Chelsea this week. But according to circumstances, they was lucky that they got the equalizer. Newcastle, Sunderland, Villa in the relegation zone at the end of this game week. So if you guys like this video, do like it, do share it, do subscribe to me. And if you have any feedback or any players that you think I should know of, or any addition to my team, do leave a comment. Really appreciate it. Watch out for my video coming out on Friday for the preview of Game Week 22. Take care. See you guys soon.